Spiritual path is not an easy path. And we have all faced this life situation where things didn't bring us all that happiness that we desired. In fact, if you are here and listening to this message, then somewhere there is a realization within you that all your desires, some that you have achieved, some that you still yearn for, they never give you the happiness that you thought you would have when you get them. When we're children, we want to get into a good college. So we think that getting into a good college will bring us happiness. When we get into good college, then we want a good job. Then after that, we want a good life partner. Then we want to raise a family. And it goes on and on. Then we want to build a house, we want to buy a car. But you see, everything is in so much transition that we keep chasing for happiness all the time. But we never actually get to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Yes, there are temporary moments of enjoyment. Have a drink here, go out to dine at some fancy restaurant, maybe buy an expensive watch or some nice looking shoes. But then it's never enough. Then we want more. And the society pushes us completely into this direction of consumption, competition. Whereas the true fulfillment comes from cooperation. The conditioned minds tell us that we need to compete. But you see, if you push another person to get ahead, you can never be truly happy, because deep down you know what you have done. So that guilt always remains. Now you may say that I earned it through hard work, that I did so much, I put so much effort, so I deserve it. That's what your logical mind says, but your heart says something else. Because heart never discriminates. That feeling, that sensation, that irritation will tell you precisely what you've done, how you have spent your life. And if the message of peace and love comes to you, then that is an opportunity to introspect. To look at what life has been offering you continuously and what you have been rejecting all the time. That love is always there, but you never tapped into it. So when one comes to this realization, then naturally it is the beginning of spiritual seeking, because we have tried every other thing. Material possessions, accumulations, fame, adulation, admiration, seeking validation. We've tried everything, right? But it didn't bring us the happiness that we desired. Everything is fleeting. So now we are in search of truth. But remember that the seeking is a lonely journey. a seeker has to walk alone. Because it is a place of insight. It is a journey of self-knowledge, self-discovery. Nobody can point you. Nobody can give you that knowledge. That knowledge has to come from within yourself. So it has to be done alone. If you expect that people will understand you, maybe your loved ones, and then you project your spiritual aspirations onto them, then that will create problems in your life. So maybe you are on a spiritual path, but you still have to take care of your responsibilities towards your loved ones. And sometimes it can be challenging. Because if we completely shut our doors to our loved ones, then we can never be at peace. So, in the name of spirituality, we don't become self-centered, because then that desire for self-realization, for enlightenment itself can become a roadblock to knowing the truth. Therefore, the Advaita masters always said that the peace has to be found in the uncertain and unpredictable flow of life. It is not that peace is separate from the flow of life. It has to be found within the flow of life. As Buddha said that samsara and nirvana are one. They are not two separate things. There is no nirvana outside of samsara. So the peace, the bliss has to be found in phenomenality, or what Buddha calls as dukkha. There is a quote by Nisargadatta Maharaj. It says, "Truth is not a reward for good behavior, nor a prize for passing some tests. It cannot be brought about. It is the primary, the unborn, the ancient source of all that is. You are eligible because you are. You need not merit truth. It is your own. Stand still, be quiet." So in this journey of self-discovery, there will be moments of frustration, moments of pain, agony, and sometimes suffering as well. Suffering of loneliness, because nobody understands your aspirations, your spiritual incline. So it's natural to feel a bit lonely. But at some point, the loneliness transforms into aloneness. And that is where the bliss of being or presence is discovered. And as this presence grows more and more, one taps into the source of unconditional love and bliss. So Nisargadatta Maharaj says that you need not merit truth. It is your own. Your own being is the truth. The person is a reflection within this being. The being enables this whole show. Your being is not different from my being. Your essence is not separate from my essence. And a seeker's journey finishes when there is a deep, deep realization that there is wholeness, complete wholeness, and nothing else. That I am not a separate individual part of a whole, that I am the whole. Therefore, my struggle is not to integrate with the whole. My struggle is just to realize that there is no me, there is no individual me, and the wholeness is all there is. That is only the struggle. And this realization does not come about thinking. It does not come from the mind. Only when the mind is quiet and there is complete silence that the presence emerges. And then there is just presence and nothing else, which is felt as this very natural state. Therefore, when you begin your spiritual journey, don't expect anybody to understand. You are on your own path, and you will have your unique process of awakening. But do not expect the world to understand your aspirations and ambitions. This is one journey which you have to tread alone. And if you can, if you have the courage to do that, then there is a possibility of a wonderful discovery, of something very original. Otherwise, life keeps repeating in fixed patterns, same situations, same sufferings, same troubles, same reactions, and everything continues in a loop. Even after realization, the loop still remains. The only difference is that there is no involvement with the loop. The loop is seen, and things are simply negated. So after negation, what remains is the original thought, the vertical thought, which is the being or the impersonal awareness of I am.